Open in 1945. The world is smoking after World War II. Europe is shattered. Empires are collapsing. And one nation, barely 170 years old, is holding the world's most powerful weapon. In 1945, the United States wasn't just a country. It was the last one standing. But rewind the clock. Less than 2 centuries earlier, this place wasn't a superpower. It wasn't even a country. How did a group of fragile colonies become the most powerful nation on Earth? And what did it cost along the way? And the truth is, America's rise didn't start with victory. It started with fear, debt, and a system designed to control, not free. Picture this. It's the early 1700s. No United States, no constitution, no flag anyone would recognize. Just thin lines of British colonies clinging to the Atlantic coast, backed up against a vast land they barely understood. Forests felt endless. Travel was slow. News took weeks. Life was survival, not ambition. Most people worked just to eat. Farmers broke their backs clearing land, planting crops, praying weather wouldn't ruin everything. Merchants watched every shipment, knowing Britain controlled who they could trade with and what they could sell. One bad season could wipe a family out, and beneath it all, enslaved people carried the weight of the system. They built wealth they would never touch. They had no rights, no protection, no escape. Their suffering was ignored because the economy depended on it. Britain ruled from far away. Parliament passed laws without asking. Taxes appeared with no explanation. Trade rules tightened. The colonies weren't partners, they were tools. At first, most people didn't rebel. Order felt safer than chaos. When hunger is close, freedom feels distant. But the pressure kept building. Every tax stamp, every shipment seized, every reminder that their voices didn't matter. The anger didn't explode right away. It waited. It learned patience. The break didn't come with speeches and flags. It came with fear. Arguments turned into shoving matches. Shoving turned into gunfire. British soldiers fired into crowds. Colonists burned property. Streets filled with smoke and shouting. This wasn't a united movement. Neighbors turned on neighbors. Families argued at dinner tables. Some stayed loyal to the crown. Others demanded independence. Many just wanted the fighting to stop. Choosing a side was risky. Support the wrong people, and you could lose your land, your job, or your life. The war dragged on. Soldiers lacked food. Armies froze in winter camps. Money ran out. Morale collapsed more than once. Victory was never certain. So when independence finally came, it didn't feel glorious. It felt like exhaling after nearly drowning. But relief didn't last. A bigger question followed fast. How do you keep a country together without a king? Fear shaped every decision. Power was divided on purpose. Leaders argued constantly. Progress moved slowly. They weren't dreaming big. They were afraid of breaking apart. Independence opened the gates, and everything rushed forward. Settlers pushed west fast, too fast. Land meant farms, towns, money. But it was already home to native nations who were forced out, pushed back, or wiped out entirely. Treaties were signed, then ignored. Slavery didn't fade after independence. It spread. New land meant new plantations. Cotton became king. Profits soared while millions were chained to fields, denied family, denied choice, denied humanity. America talked about liberty while living off cruelty. The tension snapped in the Civil War. This wasn't just a political fight. It was about money, power, and who counted as human. Brothers fought brothers. Towns burned. Death came on a scale the country had never seen. Slavery ended, but freedom came with nothing else. No land, no safety, no protection. Reconstruction tried to fix that, then gave up. Promises were made, then abandoned. The nation survived the war, but the wounds stayed open. After tearing itself apart, America accelerated. Factories filled cities with smoke and noise. Railroads cut across the continent, steel, oil, and electricity. Changed daily life. Immigrants poured in, working brutal jobs for slim chances at something better. Then the world caught fire, twice. While Europe was bombed into rubble, American factories ran non-stop. Weapons rolled out. Ships crossed oceans. By 1945, the United States stood untouched at home and dominant abroad. Money, military power, and influence stacked up fast. Suburbs grew, jobs multiplied, the middle class expanded. But power came with new fears. Nuclear weapons could end everything in minutes. New rivals emerged. The oceans no longer felt like protection. Every move mattered. Every mistake carried global consequences. The country couldn't step back. The role was locked in. The Cold War shaped nearly every move. Fear sat in the background of daily life. Missiles pointed across oceans. Spies traded secrets. Allies watched for leadership. Enemies waited for mistakes. America wasn't just a country anymore. It was a signal the world reacted to. At home, the pressure broke through. Civil rights marches filled streets. Cameras captured injustice in real time. People demanded that the promises on paper match life on the ground. Power was questioned. Authority was challenged. The country argued with itself out loud. Overseas wars followed. Korea, Vietnam, then more, decades later. Each conflict raised the same question.
Look,
When does protection turn into control? When does strength cross a line? The answers were never clear, and the costs were never equal. Every generation circled back to the same fight. Who gets opportunity? Who pays the price? Who is left out when progress is claimed? Laws written long ago still decide whose voices carry weight and whose don't. This story was never clean or finished. The United States didn't rise because it was perfect. It survived by adapting under pressure, by making hard choices, and by changing course when the old path failed. So here's the real question. Did America shape history, or did history push America into a role it never meant to play? History didn't end here, and neither does this story. If you want to understand how the past still shapes today, subscribe and come back for the next chapter.